Actually, let's move that up a little and slide everything down slightly. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. Welcome to game number 117. This is going to be our chase for the pennant, the 1995 Seattle Mariners replay, the last 28 games of the season. So before we actually get started on things, just a little bit of notes. So when I roll the dice, obviously we're going to be looking at one is going to be the column, the white dice is going to be or the red dice will be the column, the white dice will be the row. So, 1-4 would be a star line. If we do have a range play that comes up, I'll be adding the blue dice. The blue dice will be the roll for the range play. So that's how that goes. I won't be using the strategy roll all the time, only when the situation arises. This way, then I will then add the strategy roll. So the red 20-sider will be the strategy roll. And for that situation, so if a pickup comes in, or a pickoff, or something like that, then we'll be looking at the red dice for the strategy roll. The black dice will be the normal dice roll for that. So those two dice won't come into play all the time. We'll probably just keep them aside for right now. I'll be using historic lineups, as you can see here. And we will be using mostly just the players that played in the actual game. If we have an emergency situation, like say for example in this game, Tim Bleacher ended up pitching a complete game, but in our replay, after 6 innings, he needs to get pulled for some reason, then we'll make an executive decision to have that player come in, and then we'll do it on a game by game basis. But we're going to try and use the players that were actually played and see how we can do on this replay. So that's how that goes. What else do I need to talk about? I will have the left fielder, center fielder, right fielder, and the shortstop and second baseman and the catcher's stats written down, usually in the locations right above where the starting pitcher is. And then the starting pitcher, I will usually have a number in case that is their steal, when you try to steal upon them. The total between the pitcher and the catcher, so Tim Bleacher will be a -5, Mike Messina will be a -3. Yeah, so that's pretty much how we're going to do it. If we look at our replay here, kind of go over what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to be replaying basically the month of September. There is a game that goes into October 1st, but basically the end of the month of September. So we played 3 games at Boston, and then we played 3 games at New York. Then we have a 1 game, must be a makeup game against Cleveland, because we must have had an off day. So we play 1 game against Cleveland as a makeup day. Then we have 3 against Kansas City at home. We have 3 against Milwaukee at home. Then we go on the road and play 3 against the White Sox. Then we go back to home and we play 3 against Texas. We play 3 against Oakland. We have a 2-game playoff, or 2-game play. We play 2 games against California is what I meant to say. And then we end this season with 4 games at Texas. And we're going to try and match or about keep the same record as they did in real life. And hopefully at the end of it, we'll have a 1-game playoff game against California. If we drop too many games below what they did in real life, we might not have that game against California. And if we end up having more victories than they did in real life, then we might not have to play that game against California. We'll make the playoffs. One way or the other, if we play against California, if we lose, we're out. That's it. If we win that game against California, then we will go on and play the Yankees, no matter what our record ends up being, so we can replay the Yankee series. I will have our current record up here in the top right-hand corner. You can see our current record is 60-57, and we're 6.5 games behind California at this point when we start September. So at one point, as you know, we were 13 games behind California. We made up about half of that in August. We need to make up the other half in September. And this is going to be 1995, game number 117. That'll be up here in the left-hand corner. All right, I think that goes with the rest of the formalities. Get them out of the way, and I don't have to worry about that. Anything else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, just you know, pinch hitting. We're going to try and use the players that actually played in the game. The lineups, we're going to use the players. We're going to try, match what they did in real life, and just see how it goes and plays. So, all right, so let's look at our starting lineups for the Seattle Mariners. So you notice our leadoff man, Vince Coleman, actually has a Kansas City card. So he must have got traded maybe at the deadline or whatever from Kansas City over to Seattle. He's now our leadoff man. So Vince Coleman is our leadoff man. He's going to be playing in left field. You're going to get to know a lot of these guys' names, hopefully. Joey Cora, he is our second baseman. He's a switch hitter. Well, then we have Ken Griffey Jr. He's our center fielder. We have Edgar Martinez. In this game, he's going to be our DH. We have Tito Martinez. That is our first baseman. Then we have our right fielder, Jay Bruner. And we have our third baseman, Mike Blowers. And then we have our catcher, Dan Wilson. And then our shortstop, Felix Furman. So that is going to be our lineup. The starting pitcher for the Seattle Mariners is going to be Tim Bleacher. Tim Bleacher, we'll see if we can zoom in on his card there. So Tim Bleacher, the right-hander. That's what he looks like. Gives up a lot of home runs, as you can see on the home run question mark versus lefties 1-20 versus righties 1-18. So hopefully, and he doesn't have many putouts on the star line, which would be on his card. It would be number 2-3. So second column over, third row is the parentheses question marks. That'll bring you down into this section down here. For auto outs, 1-5 versus lefties, 1-4 versus right-handers. So not great. Let's just put it that way. But we got to do what we got to do. So Dave Gardner, how you doing? All right. So here's the lineup for Baltimore. And interesting fact. We're going to be playing Baltimore in game number 117, which is September 1st, September 2nd, and September 3rd. September 1st, September 2nd, and September 3rd. A lot of people forget that Cal Ripken Jr. ends up surpassing Lou Gehrig's consecutive start streak in 1995, and it's actually in the game that happens on September 6th. So Seattle goes and plays Baltimore the series before Cal Ripken actually breaks the record. So interesting fact there. We don't actually play him. It would have been super cool if we played him when he was breaking the record, but we're there the first, the second, and the third. He breaks the record on the 6th. So we just missed it there. But we will obviously see a lot of Cal Ripken Jr. as he is coming up on that awesome milestone. So the lineup here is Brady Anderson, left fielder. We have Jarvis Brown. He's going to be in center field. We have Rafael Palmeiro. He's going to be the first baseman. Bobby Bonilla is out in right field. You do see he plays quite a few positions, though. And, of course, Cal Ripken. He's going to be the shortstop. Harold Baines, he's going to be the DH. Chris Hollis. Chris Hollis is going to be the catcher. Jeff Motto. Jeff Motto is going to be the third baseman. And then Jeff Hudson. Jeff Hudson is going to be at second base. And the starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles is going to be Mike Mussina. Mike Mussina, right-hander. Here's his card. So he strikes out, or he gives up quite a few home runs against lefties, 1-18, versus right-handers only 1-11, so 55% chance. Against left-handers, though, he has that auto out, which on his card is going to be the 6-6 number. That's going to be the auto out. Versus left-handers is going to be 1-16. Versus right-handers is only a 1-2. So very tough pitcher there to go up against. In real life, Seattle ended up winning this game 4-3 against Baltimore. So we got to get off to a good start and win one here. So we can't fall behind on our replay here. So hopefully we can do well. All right, Sports Time Machine, how you doing? Very much enjoyed hearing your live chat with Ron tonight. Some really good info about yourself, and yeah, I'm serious. I think you'd be a really good D&D player. So that's why I was telling Ron to have you get with me, because it seems like you have that very creative side of you, and I think it would. You definitely would add stuff to the group, so hopefully you can get with me on that, and we'll have you jump in. I don't know if Ron told you or not, but we'll have a couple maybe practice sessions offline, and get you up to speed on how things work and everything, and then we'll go live then once we get a little bit of practice for you. And you won't have to buy anything. It'll be completely free, but I'll talk to you about that. Hollis is pronounced like Foles, so it's Hollis, Foles. Maybe that's what it is. Where is he? Chris Foles. All right, the catcher. All right. I'll try to remember that. Probably won't, but thank you for the info. All right, so we're going to get things underway here. This is 1995. This is going to be Mike Messina. He's finishing his warm-up pitches. Vince Coleman steps in the box, and away we go. 1995, last 28 games. Hopefully we can have is about the record they had in real life, and then we can have that one game against California to just see who wins the division. So Mike Messina, Vince Coleman, and geez, I can't see it right off the bat. 4-1. 4-1 is hit by pitch. He's a 3 -9, so no hit by pitch. Vince Coleman's going to get a swing at it. 225. That's Starline 4, so that's a 4-3 put out. Ground ball to second, and Jeff Hudson picks it up, throws it to Rafael Palmeiro. 1 away. That brings up Joey Cora. Now, Joey Cora, if you look at our stats, you can kind of see who's good at what. Joey Cora doesn't have much range for second baseman. He only got a range of 2, and he makes a lot of errors. He's got an error range of 12. So he does have some good speed on the base paths, but he is -1 on double plays, so not very good at turning double plays either. So Joey Cora better do some stuff with the bat, or we're going to have to try and sit him. Foles, like aluminum foil. All right, I'll try and remember that. Chris Foils. All right, Chris Foils. We'll try that. Joey Cora. 1-3, and that's a possible strikeout. So we are playing in Baltimore, +1 to strikeouts, +1 to walks. Versus a right-handed pitcher is a 4, +1 is 5. It is a 5, so just barely. Steve Wright 3 called on Joey Cora. He goes down swinging at the fastball. 2-away here for Ken Griffey Jr. As a 5-3, as an error and a ground ball possibly. And a 61 against a right-hander is a ground ball too short. So we're going to look at the shortstop, which is going to be Cal Ripken Jr. Cal Ripken is a 3, and that is a 12, so no error on the play. It's going to be a 6-3 putout. And the Mariners do not start off this replay with a bang as they go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and Tim Bleacher, right-hander, will be facing off against Brady Anderson for Baltimore. And that is a 6-6 error chance. So we're going to definitely be rolling an error here in a second. Brady Anderson, that's a 24. That's into left field. It's going to be a single. Left fielder is going to be Vince Coleman. Vince Coleman is a 4 error. It's a 10, so no error, but it is going to be a leadoff single by Brady Anderson. Leadoff single. He is pretty dangerous on the pass. He did steal 26 stolen bases on the year. So his attempt is a 4 -1, so it'd be a 1, 2, or 3 to get the lead. So we are going to throw the strategy dice in there in case he decides to take off. So Jarvis Brown is up. Tim Bleacher, bottom of the first inning here. No strategy, so 3-5. 3-5 is a blank, so I don't need that anymore. 3-5 is a blank. And a 26. 26 is going to be a double. And let's find out if that's going to score the run. That's going to be a double. And let's see, coming around, I got to get my little charts out, don't I? All right. So that's a double to right field, D9. So first to home is going to be a -1 to the base runner. The base runner is a 4. -1 is a 3. Then we look at the left fielder. He's a +1, so it goes back up to a 4. So we're going to be rolling 2 dice to see if he's in there or not. It is a 5, so he will stop at third base. So runners at second and third. No one out for Baltimore here. Jeez, I did not hope this was going to be the replay. Defense is going to play in, try and get that runner from taking home. Let's see what happens. All right, 54, and that is a possible wild pitch and a 1. This replay has not started off well. Wild pitch 1-11. It is a wild pitch, and the run comes in on the wild pitch. And runner moves to third. So defense will play in. Baltimore 1. 31. That against a lefty is a blank. So nothing going on there. 1-5. And that's going to be a single, and that's going to drive in another run. So a single, a double, and now another single, and it's 2-0 Baltimore. That's the kind of start I was hoping for. Let's look at our card here. Rafael Palmeiro, not much of a threat to steal at all. So that brings up Bobby Bonilla. 2-2, possible strikeout, and he will strike out. Bobby Bonilla strikes out against Tim Bleacher. First out of the inning on the strikeout. Cal Ripken just a couple days short of breaking the all-time starts record. 5 days. It happens on September 6th. Again, this is September 1st. I should probably write that down. September 1st. So just 5 days away from breaking the all-time starts record. It's a 1-1 against the righties. A possible strikeout, but it's a 20. No strikeout. Cal Ripken 1-5, and that's going to be a single. S9. So another hit. 4 hits in the inning so far. S9. Runner at first base. Rafael Palmeiro is a 2. S9. It gives him a +2, so it goes up to a 4. And the right fielder is a -1, so it takes him down to a 3. So let's see if he makes it first to third. It is a 3, so he's going to third base on the single by Cal Ripken. So runners at the corners. Defense will play back, going for the double play against Harold Baines. They'll give up that run, but not a good start here to this one. 3-6 is a blank off of Tim Bleacher. And a 1-4, and that's another single. So that's going to score the run. And the bullpen is awakened all of a sudden as Tim Bleacher is completely messed up here in game number 117 of the season. Now we got to figure out Cal Ripken is a 3. He hit this to left field, which is a -2, so it drops it down to a 1. Left fielder's a +1, so it's a 2. So his final base running is a 2. It's a 3, so he stops at second base since it was hit to left field. So runners are first and second now. Still only 1 out. 3 runs in for Baltimore early in this one. 5, 6, and we got a range play. So we're going to throw the blue dice in. If you're just joining us, blue dice is going to be the range play. It's Belcher. Yep, you're right. Is it Belcher? Tim Belcher. I was reading it wrong. And that is going to be a 2-5. 2-5 is going to be question mark to 7, which is going to be to left field against a right-hander, and that is a 14 cents. A double to left field. Left fielder is going to be Vince Coleman. He has a range of 2. It is a 2, so he takes the double away. So that is going to be an F7. Good catch there by Vince Coleman, or that would have scored some more runs. Good Lord. This is going crazy here in the first inning. I can't believe all these hits are getting. We do have to find out on the runner on second, on the flyout, if he advances. No advance hit to left field. Okay, so no advance on the ball hit to left field. So that was Chris Foles. Chris Foles, I think is how we were supposed to pronounce that. So 2 away now, and this will be the 8th batter of the inning. 4-3, possible strikeout in 14, and he does strike out to end the inning, and a merciful end to the bottom of the first inning as 8 batters come up, and they take a 3-0 lead. I guess it could have been worse. Single, double, wild pitch, single, single, single. Yeah, not a great start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And no hits in there. All right, we'll keep track of the hits there. So Mike Mussina is given a 3-0 lead. Can he hold him off? Edgar Martinez, the DH for Seattle, comes up. 35, and that is a K chance, and he's only a 10, so nope, no strikeout. Edgar Martinez. 63 is a star line 5. That's going to be a fly ball to left field. 1 away. Brings up Tito Martinez. Tito Martinez. 1-6 is a blank on Mussina. And 64 against a right-handed pitcher is going to be an F8. Fly out to center field. Out there is Jarvis Brown. He's going to make the catch. Tuck that one away. Jay Bruner. 2 away here. 6-6 is going to be our question marks again. He's a right-hander, so 1-2. It's a 4, so no auto out. That's good. Jay Bruner. He's got a 1-1, and that's going to be a solid single in the left field. Jay Bruner, 0 stolen bases on the season. He's not going anywhere. And brings up Mike Blowers. Mike Blowers. And it's a 53. 53 is an error and a ground ball. Possible error here. That's a 1-2, star line 4, and that's a ground ball to second. So we got to check the second baseman. That's Jeff Hudson. Jeff Hudson has an error of 0, though. Look at that. So no error on the play. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. So 1 hit. No runs, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 3-0 for the home team, Baltimore. All right, Tim Bleacher. Sorry, I was pronouncing his name incorrectly. 5 hits given up by Bleacher in the first inning. Jeff Hudson, let's hope he settles down. 5-5, possible strikeout. Dice is too high, so no strikeout. Jeff Hudson, 55 there is a question mark 7. And that is going to be a 12, which is going to be a triple. So Jeff Hudson, the only batter that didn't get to come up in the first inning, he starts off the second inning with a triple. Defense will play in. Brady Anderson singled in the first, scored a run. 2-2, possible strikeout. He's a 10, plus 1 is 11, so that's a strikeout. Big strikeout there by Bleacher. Hopefully he can get things down. So defense will play in again. 61. That's another possible strikeout. 17. He strikes him out. So back-to-back strikeouts. Here comes Tim Bleacher. Defensive play back now. A 2 away. 65. And that's hit by pitch. He's a 3. -2 is a 1, but it's a 19, so that's too high. He got one in there in the inside. Just ducking out of the way is Rafael Palmeiro. 1-3, and he's going to get a double. And that's going to score a run. Another well-hit ball out to left field. Trying to track that one down is Vince Coleman out in the corner. And that's going to score another run. Brings up Bobby Bonilla. Can they get through 2 with Bleacher here? Come on, buddy. 6-4. 6-4 against the switchy. So he's going to be a lefty. He's going to be an auto out. And auto out will be number 4. So that's going to be a grounder too short. So it's 6-3. Felix Furman to his left. Picks it up. Throws in. Scooped out. Tito Martinez scooped out of the dirt. And they're going to get out of the inning with just 1 run this time. So 4 runs in the first 2 innings for the mighty Baltimore Orioles. Mike Mussina's given up 1 hit so far, so that is going to be another 2 hits given up. And 55, possible strikeout, and steam right 3 called at the knees. Dan Wilson didn't like that call, but he's sent down by the ump. Felix Furman, the shortstop. And that is a 4-4. Against the righties, a blank. 4-4 is a blank. And a 55 is going to be star line 3. That's going to be lifted out to right field. Bobby Bonilla down towards the line. He's going to make the catch. 2 away. Mike Mussina just cruising right along so far. And brings up Vince Coleman. 4-3 put out in the first. 2-3 is a possible walk. It's too high, so no walk. Coleman, 26, fly ball out to center field. Out there's Jarvis Brown. He's going to come in and make the catch. Good positioning there. It's a 1-2-3 inning by Mike Mussina. No hits given up. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 4-0. Cal Ripken, as I mentioned, and I'll probably continue to mention all through this series, just 5 days short of breaking the all-time starts record, which he does on September 6, 1995. It is now September 1st. So a lot of people at the ballpark anticipating watching Cal Ripken make history. Tim Bleacher, Cal Ripken, that is a 24. That's a blank off of Bleacher's card. And Cal Ripken gets himself a 26. It's going to ground it down to Tito Martinez covering first base. And that's going to be a 3-1 put out. So Cal Ripken down on the out. Harold Baines. And I'm actually going to take my cord off. I think my headphone's plenty charged, so just get that out of the way. So Tito Martinez makes the play. Now it's Harold Baines is up. That's a 54 wild pitch we can ignore with no one on base. So good time to roll that, Mr. Bleacher. And 52. That's a blank. So Harold Baines, 56. That's a fly ball out to center field. Ken Griffey Jr. to his left. Makes a nice running stab and catches that one. F8. So it brings up Chris Foles. Chris Foles, I think is how we're supposed to pronounce that. Aluminum foils. Oh, Chris Hoyles. Chris Hoyles, I think is how we're pronouncing that. Hoyles. It's either foils or Hoyles, one or the other. Tim Bleacher against Chris Hoyles. And 1-1 against the righties, a possible strikeout. He's a 13. That'll be a strikeout. And it takes 3 innings, but Tim Bleacher finally goes 1, 2, 3. And we go to the top of the 4th. 4-0. Mike Mussina, 1 hitting so far. And due up is going to be Joey Cora. Struck out in the first. 64, and that's a ballpark, so we're going right to Camden Yards here. Lots of home runs on that check. Joey Cora, although only a 1 or 2 on the home run. 52, and that's going to be a pop-up to the catcher. Well, it's actually grounder to the catcher, so it's going to be a 2-1 put out. Stepping out from behind the plate, Chris Hollis. And he's going to throw it down to Rafael Palmeiro, and 1 away. Ken Griffey Jr., 6-3 on his first at bat, 1-1. That's a range play at the ballpark, so we're going to throw in the range play dice, and we're going back to the ballpark, ignoring Ken Griffey's card. And that happens to be a 6-1. That's a star line 4, which is second base. Second baseman is going to be Jeff Hudson. Jeff Hudson has a range of 4. It is a 4, so he's going to make the play. Unbelievable. 4-3 put out, and Griffey not able to get down the line fast enough. He's thrown out at first base. So 2 away for Edgar Martinez. We don't need that anymore. We are 60 and 57, 6.5 games back at this point. So here we go. 52 range play, so we're going to throw the range play dice back in there. Edgar Martinez. And a 52 is going to be a double to right field. Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla has a range of 2, and it is a 2 on the range again. So 2 for 2 on range plays. And they get out of the inning 1, 2, 3. It's just not your day when you get all the dice rolls against you. It's just not going to happen. So through 4 innings, Mike Messina has given up a grand total of 1 hit so far. And that was a single to Jay Bruner in the 2nd inning. We don't need the range dice anymore. So Jeff Motto. Bleacher can go 29 batters. He's already faced almost 18, so... and 6-6 is an error chance, so there will be an error check here. Hopefully, again, it won't go to Joey Cora or Mike Blowers or Felix Furman, because those are our 3 weak spots right there. And it happens to be a 2-3. That's a grounder to second. That is going to be hurt. But Joey Cora is at 12. That is a 13. So he's going to make the play. 4-3. Just barely gets it to first. Making the stretch is Tito Martinez. Keeps his foot on the bag and gets the out. Out is called. The Boston dugout erupts after that one. They did not like that run, that call, but it was a good play by Joey Cora. Jeff Hudson, the second baseman for Baltimore, and that is a 1-1 again against a lefty, is an auto out, and the auto out happens to be a 5. So that's going to be a fly ball to left, F7. So it's taken a few innings, but Tim Bleacher's finally started to settle down here, get some outs. Brady Anderson, 1 for 2, 1-5, and that's a possible walk, and that will be a walk. And just as I say that, he gives up a walk. 26 stolen bases in regular season again for Brady Anderson. His attempt will be a 3. So we will add the strategy roll on the top of this mess. Jarvis Brown is up. And it is a steal attempt. And he's in there with the stolen base. So stolen base is 16 minus 5 is a 11. It's a 7. So he's in there with the stolen base with the 2. So stolen base gets himself into scoring position. We'll take the strategy dice out now. Jarvis Brown now against Tim Bleacher. 54. 54 is a wild pitch. That is a 13, and that's a possible pass ball. So we look at the catcher on the pass balls, and I did not write that down. I'm going to have to. Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson is going to be a 3 on the pass ball. So pass ball of 3. and Chris Follis, and he is a pass ball of 3 as well. Okay. Get those written down in case we need those. So now we roll a dice. If it is within their range, 1, 2, or 3, it is no pass ball. And it's no pass ball. So it's just simply a re-roll. Whew. Could have been tragedy there. Tim Bleacher, 5-5. Possible strikeout. And Steve Reich, 3 swinging at that one. He couldn't catch up to that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And Tim Bleacher pumps his fist as he heads back to the dugout. Finally, 2 innings in a row, he did not give up any runs. It's still 4-0 Baltimore, though. And the offense has to come alive sooner or later for Seattle, or they're going to take a loss in this one. So Tito Martinez, 0 for 1. 1-3, possible strikeout, no strikeout. Dice is too high. And that is a 52, and star line 3 is a fly ball out to right field. Bobby Bonilla takes a few steps to his right and makes the catch. 1 away. Jay Bruner, the only man with the hit against Mike Mussina so far. See if he can go 2 for 2. 1-3. Possible strikeout. Steve Reich, 3. Fastball on the outside corner. Jay Bruner frozen solid that time. 2 away from Mike Mussina. Mike Blowers is up. Mike Blowers, third baseman. And that is a 6-3 possible strikeout again. And that is going to be another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. And another 1-2-3 inning. We're through 4.5. And Mike Mussina's given up 1 hit so far. Not what you wanted to see if we're doing a Seattle replay. All right, Tim Bleacher, he's through 20 batters so far. He's going to try to get through at least the 5th inning here. Rafael Palmeiro, he's got a single in the first, double in the second. And that is a 6-2. That's a ballpark check, so we're going right to the ballpark card for Rafael Palmeiro. If it's a home run check, he's got 20 power, so it'll automatically be a home run. So a 1-4, a 2-4, a 3-6, a 4-3, a 5-4, or a 6-5. Any one of those numbers is going to be gone. It's a 6-1, though. That's star line 4. That's going to be ground ball to short. 6-3 put out. So Tim Bleacher gets him to ground out. Bobby Bonilla, 0 for 2. The right fielder. 51, and that's a walk plus, and that will be a walk. So Bobby Bonilla, patient at the plate. He will take his track down to first base. 0 stolen bases in the regular season. Won't have to worry about that strategy roll. Cal Ripken, he's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. That is a 1-4 walk plus again. That is a bad number, but it is just barely a walk. So back-to-back walks by Bleacher, and the bullpen gets up again. They were trying to get him through 5. Still possible chance of doing that. We got to stay away from that 1-4 results. That's not good. Or 3-4 would even be worse. 6-6 is an error chance, so we're going to be looking at an error. And it's a 54. Star line 6, which is going to be out to right field. That's going to be Jay Bruner. Jay Bruner is only an error of 2, but is a 1. It's a 1, and he only makes an error on a 1 or a 2, so that is going to be, it's going to fall in. We have to find out 1 through 4, it's a single. 5 or 6, it's a double. It's a single. And now we have to, let's see, that was out to right field. We have runner at second. He's trying to make it home. And went out to right field, so he gets a +1 to his run rating. So that's a 3. +1 is 4. And the left fielder is, I'm sorry, the right fielder is a -1. I've already got it written down. That's going to be Jay Bruner, right? So +1, -1. So 1, 2, or 3. He's going to make it home. That's a 1. And he's going to make it home on the single. And now we got to find out if the runner can make it to third base from first. And we look at the white dice for that. And he is a range of 3, and that is going to make it. So he's going to do first to third on the play. So the 1 is an error. Yeah, that's actually an E9. E9 is going to be the error. And that's going to hurt because the run's going to come in and score, and now they got runners at the corners. Defense will play back, go for the double play. 51, walk plus, and that is going to load the bases on the walk. So bases loaded. Do you take Bleacher out at this point with the bases loaded? In the 5th inning? I don't have that many long relievers, if range of 5 and 5. You got to stick with your guy. Defense will play. Defense will play in. Try and cut that run down before he can score. 2-1. That's going to be a ballpark check. Uh-oh. Ballpark check. So Camden Yards is going to determine this one. That's a 6 and a 5, and that one is going to be heading up. It's going. It's high. It's far. It is gone. And they might have stuck around with Tim Bleacher a little too long, as he has hit a grand slam. And this game is, wow. Jeff Motto hit 17 home runs in the regular season, had a little bit of pop, and that one left up by Tim Bleacher, and that's going to be it as he gives up the grand salami here in the 5th inning. And we're going to be bringing in Jeff Nelson. Wow. And this one started off with a bang. Unfortunately, it's a bang by Boston or Baltimore, not by Seattle, as it's now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4. It's a 9-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and there's still only 1 out. Jeff Nelson, 35, possible strikeout and too high. And a 36, fly ball to center field, and making the catch out there, Ken Griffey Jr. tosses the ball in, none too happy. That brings up Brady Anderson, 8th batter of the inning again. 1-6 error chance, another chance for an error here. 1-3, that's going to be to center field, Ken Griffey Jr. He's going to make a solid catch out there in center field. And once again, 8 batters come up in the 5th inning. That's going to be actually only 1 hit in the inning, and they scored 5 runs. You can count 1, 2, 3 walks and an error. 3 walks and an error, and then the 1 hit was the home run. And they had no hits in this inning. And we're moving on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. 9-0 Baltimore. Ouch. Jeff Nelson in. Seattle has their work cut out for them, especially with Mike Mussina throwing a 1-hitter. Jeez. 2-3. 2-3 is a possible walk. Nope. Dice is too high. And a 53. It's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Out there is Brady Anderson. He's going to make the catch. 1 away. Felix Furman flied out to right field. Bobby Bonilla last time. 34, and that is a home run question mark. Home run question mark. So first thing is he's a right-hander, so 6. 6 is in the range of 1 to 11, but he hits no home runs. So Felix Furman will not be hitting a home run for us this time. You can see he hit 0 home runs in the regular season. Maybe he can get a hit at least. I'm going to not just throw the dice down. That's not professional. 6-6, nope. It's going to be ground ball down to Jeff Motto. Jeff Motto scoops that one out of the dirt and throws. Rafael Palmeiro stretches and makes the catch. 2 away. And even when Mike Mussina gives up a home run check, it's a guy that has no home runs. So you know it's not your day when that happens. I've played too many games of inside pitch, and you just know, you just have a feeling when it's your day, and you just have a feeling when it's not your day. Alrighty, 1-4, and that's a star line out for Vince Coleman. Star line 1, so that's going to be a fly ball. And that's going to go out to Brady Anderson in left field. Once again, it's a 1-2-3 inning, and Mike Mussina threw 6, 1 hitting Seattle. Maybe I should have done a Baltimore Orioles replay. Oh my gosh, crazy. Dave Gardner, Ken Castro, Bobby Catalano, Sports Time Machine. I appreciate everyone stopping by for a like and a share before you go to bed. All right, Bobby, thanks. Appreciate it. You might as well. It is 9-0 Baltimore, and Mike Mussina is giving up 1 hit so far. That was a single to Jay Bruner in the second inning. It has been all Baltimore all day long, and yeah. And then in the 5th inning, walk, error, loads the bases, another walk, then the grand salami by Jeff Motto, and it blew it open. We're 6-0. Jeff Nelson is taking over, and is a 3-6 wild pitch. We can ignore that with no one on. 52 against the righties, a K+, and that is going to be a strikeout. Javis Brown, he's actually had a double and 3 strikeouts so far. Rafael Palmeiro, he has a single, a double, and a grounder to short. 34. Possible single if he's tired. Let's see. He has only faced 2 batters, so he should be fine. So it's a blank. And 25. Grounder down to Tito Martinez. That's going to be a 3-1. Flips it over to Jeff Nelson. 2 away. And Bobby Bonilla's card is upside down. Who did that? Probably me in my fit of rage. There's been 1 error on, let's see, 1 error on Seattle so far. Whoop, there goes the dice. Bounces off 2, and I think I can get it. All right. I scooped it up with my foot. All right. So Bobby Bonilla is 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-6, and that's a ballpark, so we're going straight to the ballpark. Camden Yards. 34, and that's a grounder down to Jeff Blowers down at third. 5-3 put out, and they're going to get out of the inning. That is no hits that time. I'm a little surprised. If you're just joining us, Cal Ripken here, 5 days short of breaking the all-time starts lead. He does it September 6th, 1995. This game is September 1st. So we're going to play Baltimore in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. So we're the Seattle Mariners are the series before Cal Ripken. I'm not sure which team. I think it might have been the Yankees he did it against. But anyways, 9-0. We're in the top of the 7th. Mike Mussina 6-5, possible strikeout. Nope, too high. So Joey Cora not striking out that time. 6-1, and that is a question mark 9 versus a right-hander, and that is a 13. 13 is a triple. So the second hit given up by Mike Mussina is a triple, leadoff triple to Joey Cora. Defense is going to play back. No sense in risking anything. They can give up a run for an out. Ken Griffey, 0 for 2. 52, and we got a range play. So we're going to throw in the range play dice if you're just joining us. Who is the range play dice? So far, they are 2 for 2 on the range checks. 1-3 is a possible, no, 1-3 off the card here is a star line 2. It's going to be to center field. Center fielder is Jarvis Brown. Jarvis Brown is a 2, and that is a 2. So they are 3 for 3 on the range plays. Now we need to check on the sacrifice fly. He's a 3. 1, 2, or 3. I can't remember. Do you? Let me look at the rules and see if you get the fielder's arm on that or not. I don't know right off the top of my head. If you do, flyouts. Right. It's actually on the chart, but I like to look that stuff up in the rule book because it'll refresh my memory. So flyouts, runners third, less than 2 outs. So you will roll the d6 and see if it's equal to or less than the sacrifice fly rating. You don't take anything into consideration. So sacrifice fly for Ken Griffey, he's a 1. So it's got to be a 1. It's not. So then, since you don't do that, you re-roll the d6s and you look at the throw chart with the base running and the outfielder's arm. So this went to I think it went to I'm not sure who we hit it to. It was the outfield. Bobby, see you later. All right. Let's see. Who did he hit it to? So, anyways, the runner at third is a 4. Let's just roll the dice. It might not matter. There's 0, a +1, and a +1. So it's either going to be a 4 or 5. So, and of course, it's rolled a 5. We're going to say no sacrifice fly because I don't remember who it got hit to. So we'll just say F8 for now. It might have been to center. I don't remember. All right. So first out, Edgar Martinez now. He's only a sacrifice fly of 1 in soil. Jeez. All right. 5-1. That's a wild pitch opportunity. Mike Mussina is only a 1-5, so that is no wild pitch. Pass ball is a 6, so that was too high. So repitch. 6-6 is going to be a right-hander. 1-2. It's not an auto out. Edgar Martinez, 25. That's going to be grounder back to the pitcher. Is the runner going to come home? He's got a base running of 4. So, yes, he's going to try to come home. Then the defense choose whether to throw it home or not. If they wanted to get him out at home, they would have to roll higher than his base running, which is, again, it was a 4. So they would need to roll 5 or 6 to get him out. But they'll give up that to get the run out at first. And that's going to be a 1-3 put out. And Seattle breaks the ice. It's taken everything they can possibly do just to get the first run of the game. And Tito Martinez. 35 is possible strikeout, and it's a 9 plus 1 is a 10, and that is what it is. So you know it's not your day again when that happens. That is going to be one run and one hit. No errors. We go to the 7th inning stretch time. It is 9-1 Baltimore. And Jeff Nelson, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He will continue on. He's got to, because there's not much left for the Baltimore to pitch with. Cal Ripken. What's he got here? 32. Aaron a ground ball, possibly. Aaron a ground ball, 32, and that's going to be to first base. First baseman is going to be Tito Martinez. He is an error of 5. That is a 12, so that is going to be a 3-1 put out. Harold Baines. That is a 54 possible strikeout, and he's a 6 plus 1 is 7. That is a 9, though. So no strikeout on Baines. And Baines got a 1-1 grounder down to first, so another 3-1 put out. And Chris Hollis against Jeff Nelson. Jeff Nelson is officially tired now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if he gets a bracketed number, that's going to hurt. 6-1, and it's a blank, so don't have to worry about that. Chris Hollis. 1-5. Fly ball out to right field. Out there making the catch, Jay Bruner. It's a 1-2-3 inning. How about that? That'll be it for Jeff Nelson, though. He'll be done. So no hits there in the 7th. No runs and no errors. Mike Messina, he is only faced 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. He's got a little bit. He's could go complete game here. Jay Bruner, right fielder. 31, that's a blank on Messina. And a 41, that's a star line 3. Fly ball out to right field. Bobby Bonilla makes the catch. One away. Mike lowers. 1-6, blank. And 1-2, star line 4, grounder to second. Jeff Hudson throws it to Rafael Palmeiro, 4-3. 2 away. 3-4, home run question mark, and that is in the range. 4. And 1-5 on the reroll. 1-5 on the black will be a home run. 1-5. That is a 3 that is gone. Dan Wilson home run off of Mike Messina for the second run for Seattle. Dan Wilson, 1 for 3 on the day. So Messina giving up a run in the 7th. 1 run in the 8th so far, but they're going to stick with them there. 21 is a possible strikeout, and only a strikeout of 1 for Felix Furman, so plus 1 is a 2. So he'll get a swing at it. 51, he's going to pop it up high. Cal Ripken comes in, calls everyone off, and it's a P6. So 1 run on 1 hit. So far Messina, 3 hits. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, and due up is going to be pitching Norm Charlton. He's coming in the 8th inning. Lefty, though, we're going to remember he's a lefty. That's a 6-1, and that's going to be a star line, so far so good, and that is a Starline 6. Fly ball out to right field. Jay Bruner makes the catch. F9. 1 up, 1 down for Norm Charlton. 34. That's a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. And a 53. And once again, out there to Jay Bruner. This time it's towards right center field. He calls off Griffey, though, and makes the catch. 2 away. And Brady Anderson. 5-6. And against the lefties, a blank. Brady Anderson, 6-5. The fly ball. This time Griffey's going to call him off, and they're going to make the catch. 3 deep fly balls out there to the outfield. 2 of them caught by Jay Bruner, 1 by Ken Griffey Jr. And that is going to be nothing going on in the 8th inning for Baltimore, but they don't need to. All they need to do is hold on. Is 9-2 ball game, top of 9. Mike Messina is coming back out, trying to get the complete game. He's been 27, so he can actually make one more batter before he's tired. So he can go 28. So he's going to go top of 9. Vince Coleman. 5-4 against a switchy is going to be a K+. That is going to be a strikeout against Vince Coleman. 1 down. Mike Messina. 21, possible strikeout, but dice is too high that time. And a 24, grounder to short. Picking up Cal Ripken. He throws it over to Rafael Palmeiro. Makes a good catch. 6-3. And Seattle in their first game of the replay from 1995, game 117, are down to their final out. Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 3. 26 against the right-hander would have been a home run. Ken Griffey Jr. is a lefty. So against the lefty, a 2-6 is an auto out. So this will be it. As Ken Griffey Jr. is going to ground this one. Jeff Hudson, he makes a good play. He's going to throw it. Rafael Palmeiro, and they rush over to the pitching mound and hand the ball to Mike Messina, who goes a 3-hit complete game. What was that? That was a 4-3, I think, on the putout. Jeff Hudson, yes. So nothing going on in the top of the 9th. And there you have it. That's 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. The Baltimore Orioles, 3, 4, 9 runs on 5, 6, 7, 8 hits and no errors. And Baltimore is going to win this one 9-2 here on September 1st. Again, Seattle won this game in real life 4-3, so we are now officially -1 on our total from where they were in real life. Game number 117 was all Baltimore, all early. First inning, single by Brady Anderson, double by Jarvis Brown. Then the wild pitch, Rafael Palmeiro with the single. Then Cal Ripken Jr. with the single. And Harold Baines with the single. 5-hit first, scores 3 runs. Then a triple to lead off the second inning by Hudson. He was sent in by Rafael Palmeiro's double, and it was 4-0. We go on to the 5th inning. That's when all hell broke loose. First player up was Rafael Palmeiro. He grounded to short. Then Bobby Bonilla walked. Cal Ripken Jr. walked, so runners are first and second. Then Harold Baines hit a deep drive to right field. That was an E9. By the way, I'm going to write that down right there so I remember. E9. Out to right field, and the right fielder is Jay Bruner. He only makes an error on a 1 or 2. It was a 1, and that scored a couple runs on the error. Then Chris Hollis, he walked to load the bases again. So bases loaded here in the 5th inning. Jeff Mono stepped up and he delivered. It's high, it's far, it is gone. Grand salami. And that was it for Tim Bleacher as he gave up the 5 spot in the 5th inning. And then Baltimore held on, gave up a couple runs, 1 run in the 7th, 1 run in the 8th. And there you go. That's all it was. That's all it took. and Vince Coleman, and that's going to do it for game number 117. Thanks, everyone, for stopping out and enjoying a little bit of our replay for the Seattle Mariners. Unfortunately, your final score here from Camden Yards, the Seattle Mariners 2, the Baltimore Orioles 9. We'll see what happens in our second game of the series against Baltimore, which will be September 2nd, game number 118. Until then, I want to thank Ken Castro, Bobby Catalano, Dave Gardner, Sports Time Machine, and everyone else that was able to make it out tonight. I wanted to get this game in for you guys, so I appreciate it. Until the next time, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on Baseball Demo's third game of our replay between the ID Jesters and the Dead Ballers. So hopefully we'll see everyone out there and check out his game tomorrow night at around 8 o'clock, I think is what time he's planning, Friday night. All right, we'll see everyone then. Take care.